Hey guys, it's Lance Fonstay with Athletes on Purpose. We're doing Movement Monday today, and we're going to show you a different way, different view of the push-up. So when you think about a push-up, a lot of people will just think about it being a tricep and a chest exercise. We want to try to get it to where you're throwing a spiraling punch toward the ground. And as you do a push-up like a bench press, as you come down, you don't just come straight up and down. There's a little bit of a downward motion. So you want to try to mimic that with the push-up. So if you watch me coming down here, there's going to be three things we want you to focus on, and number one is where you put pressure in your hand. So a lot of people, when they put pressure onto the ground, they only put pressure on the outside and the heel of their hand, but they don't really put pressure into that first knuckle. So as you're coming into the push-up position, really drive into that first knuckle, and immediately you're going to be giving a little more internal rotation at the shoulder joint and locking the elbow into a safe position, which activates the chest. So from here, as I'm coming in, I'm locking into that first knuckle and I'm anchoring my hands toward the center the entire time. So you're going to notice that you might shake a little bit as you go through the motion because you're activating so many of the muscle chains in the body. Second piece is when you come into the push-up position, you're hinging from the elbow, but you don't want the elbow to be driving back this way. That puts a lot of pressure on the triceps tendon. You actually want, if you watch my feet, as you come forward, you kick up onto the toes as you come down, and then as you come back up, come back into the heels. Kick up onto the toes, come back into the heels. And if you notice the position of my forearm as I come down, my elbow moves very little from this position, and my body rotates around that spot and coming back in. Okay? So first is the position of that knuckle, I'm anchoring in. Second is I'm actually pushing off my toes to lunge in and keep my shoulder and elbow complex really safe. The last component is the fact that I'm not just pushing straight ahead, but I'm actually rotating my humerus when it connects into my glenoid fossa. It spins and rotates as it's going. So we want to encourage that with elbow motion. So as I'm coming back, I'm pulling my elbows into my sides, and as I'm coming forward, I'm allowing it to travel away. So if you watch from here, I unlock my elbows first, but as I'm pushing, I unlock, and then my elbows whip in and then come straight out. Whip in, come straight out. Up onto my toes and straight up. Neutral spine the entire time, straight up. Pushing into that first knuckle. So a spiraling punch, pushing through that first knuckle on both hands, anchoring toward the midline, and giving a little kick off the feet to save the shoulder and the elbow. So if you have more questions on how to move on purpose or want to hit us up in any way, see us at athletesonpurpose.com. Have a good night.